Galvez will tell us how internal strife or revolutions experienced by countries change the government policies, outlook, and way of life of the nation.
Have you ever wondered why nations have to fight from among themselves and risk loss of lives and everything most people hold dear? In 1864, American President Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery after a civil war. It was Lincoln who defined in clear, simple words that everybody could understand what democracy means. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This idea of democracy, however, was felt only after the bloody Civil War. Lincoln's vision was prophetic. There have been many political upheavals ignited by mass demonstrations that were transformational and which led to a government that was truly of the people, by the people, and for the people. Here are some lessons from people-driven revolutions. In the March to Washington, racist states in the American South practiced segregationist policies, as a result of which Black Americans suffered great indignities. Among the activists who fought for civil rights was Martin Luther King Jr., an eloquent evangelical preacher. To dramatize the fight against the injustices suffered by Black Americans, King led a People's March to Washington, D.C. in 1963. Some 200,000 people from all walks of life and all colors of skin joined the march, which assembled under the shadow of the Lincoln Memorial. It was here that King delivered his electrifying oratory, "I Have a Dream." His eloquence and libertarian emotions reverberated throughout America, all the way to the Oval Office of a mesmerized President Jack Kennedy. In 1964, a year after the March to Washington, Kennedy pushed for the passage of the Civil Rights Act, and segregation was outlawed. In the Velvet Revolution, what began as a small student gathering in Prague, Czechoslovakia in 1989 that was suppressed by riot police evolved into a series of massive public demonstrations that led to the Velvet Revolution. A cross-section of the citizenry, students, academics, artists, laborers, bureaucrats, banded together to demand reforms from the communist regime. Strikes and demonstrations voiced out demands for economic reforms, free speech, the rule of law, and lower prices of goods. Under great pressure from the public, the entire top leadership of the Communist Party resigned and announced dismantling of the one-party state. In time, democratic elections were held, and activist playwright and poet Václav Havel was elected the first president of the Czech Republic in 1993. EDSA 1. The Philippines People Power Revolution, or EDSA 1, was unique. It was bloodless, even if two armies were poised to fight it out on EDSA. But they didn't. Marcos could not bear to give orders to shoot at the huge crowd that formed a human barrier between the two forces. The predominant behavior and mood of the three-day revolt was akin to a Catholic fiesta. Our faith, which respects the sanctity of life and Christ's tenet about turning the other, became our source of strength during those times. The iconic memories of EDSA 1 include Jaime Cardinalson's voice on Radio Veritas urging people to assemble and protect the lives of rebel soldiers, the nuns in Kapit Bisig, rosaries in hand, and ordinary people holding aloft crucifixes and statues of the Blessed Virgin to stop the rumbling tanks. Nobody got killed. A lot of prayers were said. The dictator was ousted. That was us at EDSA 1. This is EO Galvez for News at 1, Junior Edition.